Good morning. Welcome back to Dad Bod Trading, the most boring and average trading you will ever find on YouTube. So, yesterday I was not here at my computer because I had to go into work early. So, that was kind of a bummer. But, uh, we have a lot going on today. We're in the middle of earnings season, and it's not looking good for a lot of the techie companies. We have, let me add them to my list here. We have that. We have that. Okay, so Facebook dropped significantly. Now they did not have earnings, but hang on one second here. Yeah, so this is a sympathy play with Snapchat. More than likely, mm, I don't know. It's hitting support here. Um, we'll see if it just kind of rebounds, but it is at a critical level. So I'm thinking, if we can stay under 180, it's going to be bearish and continue down to here maybe. No, not Spotify, Snapchat had earnings. It was terrible. They are falling. I wish that it would have waited for this. Um, I don't know that I'm going to trade it because it's down so much, but we're going to watch it. It'll be entertaining. Snapchat, it its rise to glory was in the end of 2020, where it had this nice breakout over 26, and it went sky high. Bad earnings at the end of 2021. Of course, the pandemic was ending. Blah blah blah, and it's just kind of been trending downward ever since then. So I don't know. We're gonna see what happens, but it's at 14.66 as we speak, which is filling this little gap right here from years ago, right there. So it's gonna fill that, hit 14, maybe bounce off of 14. I don't know, but it could potentially go all the way back down to 12. So we'll have to see. They're not doing so hot. I do want to set an alert when it hits um, 14 or thereabouts. I think that could potentially be a good point at which to um, maybe buy the bounce, buy the dip, but we'll have to see. Thankfully, it's pretty cheap. So, but yeah, I was just right now we are in three swing trades. We have this WTRG. We're going long on this baby, and we want about 48 out of it. Got in here at the break of 46.35, I believe it was. Um, Small position on that. We have ES. Um, have two calls bought on this, and we're wanting to get first goal is going to be 93 ish, and the second goal is going to be 98 because we have some room to grow there. So we'll take profits of one here at this 93.58 level, and then we're going to go let the other one until it hits 98, hopefully. PM, we're giving this another shot. This one stopped us out last week, and it hit the entry price again. So got back in on it, and then it jacked all the way back down to here. So I'm going to give it some time. It's definitely one of those finicky kind of stocks that's just yeah, it doesn't cooperate terribly well. So we'll see what it does today. Nice W pattern here on the 30-minute chart. Um, would have been a really good buy right in here, buying off the support, but I wasn't watching it. I got an alert, and of course I was at work all day yesterday. It was a nice long day at work, and that was kind of unfortunate, but what can you do? Sometimes you have to put in long days. So, yeah, those are the swing trades. We're going to be obviously watching Snap. Netflix is channeling really beautifully here in between 188 and 180. I'm probably not going to trade it because it's so expensive, but for educational purposes, we're going to be watching this. And Facebook, I really think that if we can get below 180 and stay under 180, we're going to be good for a bearish run. But if it stays above that, more than likely it'll just try to fill this gap. It'll probably go up to the pre-market high. It's pretty expensive, so we're not going to trade it probably, but maybe. I don't know. It's still early in the week, so everything's pretty expensive on the options front. So, Spotify is interesting to me because it's doing this absolutely perfect trend upwards. Now it's channeling within there, but I think that if it can break, looking at the daily chart, let's see. I think that if it can break out of here, then we could see it go, $3 maybe. If we can break 10, we could get $3 out of it. And that would be really nice. I would definitely take that. But if it hits the bottom of this channel here, I'm thinking I'm going to grab a call and see if I can just work this channel a little bit. And I think that could be a decent day trade. Now, of course, if it breaks down out of this channel entirely, then we could be looking at it going back down to 100. So, but it is a very perfect little channel here. So, TDOC, this is a gapper that, if it goes above this range, this 34 level, I think that it could return to these highs here, maybe 36. But that's going to be a quick trade, but it could be a nice, very profitable one, or a safe trade, I should say. So we'll look for breakouts on that. Apple is just doing what Apple does, man. Apple is just kind of... I have not had good success trading Apple. I really haven't. It just bites me every time I try to trade it. I did really well in 2020 and the beginning of 2021 trading it. I don't know what changed, but something changed, and Apple and I do not jive anymore. So I keep an eye on it because it's one of the major players on the NASDAQ, and if it's doing certain things, it can affect the rest of the market, so I keep an eye on it. But and one of the things that I wanted to talk about here is this trend that we are in right now. We're in a downward trend for the last 2 months, ish, almost 2 months now, and I don't anticipate us breaking out of this trend today, but maybe in the next couple days, if we can actually channel, find a base around 2680-ish, 2735, somewhere around in here. If we can find a base here, then I think that we can start consolidating and working on breaking out of this trend that we are in, because it's a very clear trend right here. We had, let's do some squares here. We have some channels Right there, there's one. That's one right there. And then we kind of had somewhat of a channel kind of here-ish, but not really. Um, it kind of dipped out of the channel and then back into the channel and then out of the channel. So that's kind of, we had these really well-defined moments of clarity. You know, we have a channel here, we have a channel here, we have a channel here, and every time it broke out of those channels, there's another one right up here. Every time we broke out of those channels, well then, guess what happened? It dropped pretty hard, within days, usually. Boop, 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 boop. So, anyway, I'm looking at this and I'm seeing that instead of having these really well-defined channels, now we're kind of getting into this little mixed bag of of messiness here. A lot more up and down, you know, maybe not, but I think that we're kind of hitting the bottom, and it's probably going to consolidate for the next few days, and you know, we might come back down to here. We did have a pretty solid hit on this one was 2 weeks. This one's 2 weeks. This one's about 2 weeks. So yeah, that's kind of what we're looking at. Ugh. Um, Disney is doing what Disney does. It's kind of ranging right now. Lots of volatility. I'm not going to touch it. Okay, Rost here. Man, this one got me yesterday because I had an alert. I'm like, okay, if it goes above 74, it's probably going to be good, and I'll buy it, right? So it got above 74, but I didn't hear the alert. I was working too hard, I guess. So by the time I opened up my phone and looked at it, it was already up at like 76. I was like, well, I was kind of wanting about $2 out of it, so it's already at my goal. So I'm not going to touch it. Well, turns out I could have bought it. It would have been fine, but what can you do when you're working, you know? So it felt really good to be right, but being right without taking action doesn't really do your bank account any good. So I was happy about that. You know, when you spend time charting and putting in the time and the effort, it really kind of is very rewarding to have it pay off, you know, and to be right. I'm not going to do anything with it. It's, I mean, it might be a red to green move, but I'm not like hugely interested in trading it. Will it fill this gap? Probably eventually, but I don't see it having the strength. Yesterday was a big day, which I'm assuming was probably a short squeeze in the morning. Let's look at the 5 minute. That'll give us a good idea. So yeah, shorts would have piled in here. Took some profits here at the low of the day. That makes sense. Um, and I'm thinking that probably, yeah, some shorts probably got in here and wanted it to gap down, and it didn't, and they got scared and they got squeezed when it opened green on the day. So I'm guessing that's what caused this volatility, but I don't know for sure. It's just me, an inexperienced trader, 2 years of trading experience, and one of that's probably not exactly what you'd call experience. It's more just floundering around, which I am presently still doing. If I were to ask my older self 10 years down the road um, what I think about what I am today, I'd probably say yes, I was still definitely floundering around. But only way to become stable is if you flounder around for a long time, you know? So, okay. I'm thinking that's about it. Okay, so we're watching Netflix. Quick recap here, watching Netflix, Facebook. Um, I'm going to watch this pretty hard here. Eh, the only thing that I don't like about this, I'm confident that if it goes below 180, we're going to be bearish. What I don't like is this right here, right at 180, this 179.68 or whatever. We have some support. And if it can break through that, great. But I'm kind of not sure. I'm just not sure about that. It just seems like there's a lot of support there. So we're gonna watch it. Might take a little bite if it goes below 180, but otherwise, obviously this is an H pattern on the 30-minute chart. So, we will see. So I'm gonna be watching that. Spotify. That we have our alerts. We basically have a bunch of alerts set. Um, hmm. So from a day trading perspective, we might just bounce off of 27 here, give or take a few pennies, and that would be nice. So, yeah, let's take a small position here. I'm So we're gonna do Facebook we have up here on the side screen, and let's do Spotify, not Spotify, Snap up here also. Snap is just cratering. Yeah, man, I wish it would have waited that break to 1550. Yep. Okay, well, we'll see if it bounces off of 14. I mean, that there's gotta be a bunch of peeps sitting there just waiting with their limit orders at 14. 13.97 or something like that. Waiting to swoop in and collect up all those deliciously cheap shares. Ba-dum-ba-dum-bum. 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 Do-do-do-do-do. And there's the bell. So we're going to switch to the 2-minute chart. Everything's going hog wild. Nice. I'll take that. Right, so Facebook, what are we looking at here? What can we do with you? I'm gonna watch this here. It's 95 or 65. It's cheap. There goes Snap. Facebook definitely bounced off of that 180 level. I'm still gonna say that if it goes below it, we're gonna be nice and bullish, but otherwise I think it's gonna be a gap fill sort of a situation. Apple is going up nicely. Tesla's falling. Alright, so I'm going to do the gap strategy here, see if it works. Of course, if we bounce off of 14, we're going to be real careful with it. Okay, let's see where we're at here. So we have filled this gap here, and yeah, 1375 probably. So Facebook is... Let's see how this 2-minute candle finishes out at. So Facebook is below 180. Should probably hop over there real quick. Take a look at it. Boy, yeah. Let's try that. Let's grab one of those. And, oh, that's a bummer. Oh well, we'll give it some time here. Snapchat's just kind of hanging around there. There we go. Yep. Keep going down, baby. So Netflix is crashing. We're fine with that. take some profits here. What, bud? Okay. Daddy's trading right now, okay? Alright, so we took some profits on Facebook. Gonna go over to Snapchat again here. And I think, oh, we hit our goal. So, yep, let's take profits on Snapchat. And there we go. So, yeah, some good day trades there. Just a minute, bud. Let's take a look at Netflix and see what it did here. So, what did I say? The channel is 180-ish? Yeah. So I don't know that I would have actually traded that, but hit our goal on Snap, and all I wanted to do with Facebook there was take profits at the pre-market low. Just a quick in and out sort of a thing, and looks like we could have held on to it longer, taking a few more profits, but again, this is more of a day trading, scalping sort of situation. So yeah, well, I'm gonna, oh, Snap's continuing to drop, so nice. Yep, could have made a little bit more off of it. We'll see. Well, I'm gonna call it a day. That's good enough for me. I'll take those profits, those quick profits. I think we made 20% on each one. So, good for me. So, have an amazing day. Take care, and we'll talk to you later.